17-6 run. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Brunson, right side. 6 on the shot clock. Towns, the screen. Good defense by Wembanyama. And here's Wembanyama. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. And the basket by Vassell. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Buries the long-range jumper.
3-point goal.
This is Brian Anderson with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And out on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. And so off the tip is Oklahoma City. And we've got a timeout called by Mark Daigneault. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Grant, a matchup of the elites tonight. Two titans clashing in this one.
Oh, my. B.A., there's no shortage of stars on either side of the ball. These tend to be statement games, sending a message by imposing their will. We see this every night. He has the skill and versatility to keep a defense guessing.
Tatum with it. Puts up a three. And it's Holmgren with a rebound.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Back to Williams. To the inside. Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gilgeous-Alexander lifting off and hammering it down with all he's got.
Pass to Porzingis. Porzingis sets a screen. The kick out to White. Dort with a steal. And they're running. And stolen by Holiday. Here's the break. A nice shot by Brown.
One of the smoother athletes in the game. Brown just sort of glides up court in transition.
And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Drew Holiday. Fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis.
Porzingis for three. Oh, can't get it. Misses his first attempt. And stolen by Porzingis. Oh, it's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside, Williams. Dort for three. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Yeah, way back when I started coaching, you never wanted a three-pointer on a fast break. Now, it's the shot teams are looking for.
And stolen by Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Williams. Nice D from Brown.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Pass to Tatum from outside the arc. Oklahoma City grabs a miss.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And that one's good. Holmgren.
A beautiful finish through contact. That's the dog in Holmgren.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to bring basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there.
A talented scorer and versatile defender. The athletic Brown is a vital piece for this team.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Caruso with the bucket. This past offseason, OKC decided to move on from their former first-round pick, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, the 6th overall pick in 2021. Giddey is a talented player with good upside, but fit is so important in the NBA, and the Thunder knew his talents would be better suited elsewhere.
And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
Great body control by Porzingis. He sets a good pick and then rolls right into a scoring position.
Oklahoma City leading by 6.
First team foul.
Double team on Gilgeous-Alexander. On the wing, Caruso. Inside. It's stolen by Tatum.
Well, that's why it's so important to seal off those passing lanes inside. Make them earn points in the paint.
Williams from long range. Sinks the tray.
Well, you got to be able to shoot fast in the league. So it's nice to see Williams doesn't need a lot of setup time.
.52 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And stolen by Caruso. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
It's on Drew Holiday. Oklahoma City shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
White for 3, and that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Good work there as it goes.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort, and that's reflected in the score.
Back to Tatum. And here's Brown for 3. And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Here's Williams. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Williams has got 7.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
And so it's Oklahoma City going into the break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
Celtics trail by 12. Gilgeous-Alexander with a steal. It's rebounded by Walsh.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled him.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
Oklahoma City leading by 12. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
You know, after sitting out his first pro year due to a foot injury, Chet Holmgren was well worth the wait, Grant.
Yes, he was. And Chet was actually guarding LeBron during a summer Pro-Am game when he hurt his foot. But Chet was a monster his rookie year, already an elite shot blocker.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
But, Grant, it's obvious who's been in control of this game.
You know, you really have to appreciate their relentlessness.
Caruso misses. And so it's White with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. To the middle. Here's Tatum. Okay! Tatum punching it home.
And so much power out of Tatum. Look at the elevation.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
What? Wait. Hey, dunks are always for the big boys.
Emphatic move by the point guard.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Gilgeous-Alexander's shot is good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, when Shea goes all out, catching up to him is not an option, and he is gone.
And it's Caruso penetrating. Beyond the arc. Boston pulls it in. Quarter two and about 2 minutes in. Pass to White. And stolen by Williams. Tipped away. Here's Caruso. Jacks up a three. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game. And this is Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Brent Barry. Allie LaForce, our reporter tonight. And so off the tip, it's Boston. Porzingis. Second chance shot. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It's on Isaiah Hartenstein.
Well, some people call Porzingis a unicorn, and they're not wrong. His terrific stature and his shooting ability, that is a rare combination.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
You see yourself on the screen and you show us your best moves.
Grant, when you take a look at this matchup, both these teams feature an impressive backcourt.
No question, B.A. And I get the sense that bragging rights are on the line here. Everything you can do, I can do better. Expect some exciting back-and-forth action in this one.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. To the wing on the left. Just 4 to shoot. Oklahoma City's got to hurry. They got to get up a shot. Williams misses.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Back to Porzingis. Holmgren with the block.
And you can't forget about Holmgren's reach, especially when he's nearby on defense.
And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla, and he acknowledged that they're facing one of the most dynamic players in the league in Gilgeous-Alexander. He said there's no way to defend him, that his speed and movement, we need to be ready to rotate and help on every possession. Still, he said, they're all looking forward to the challenge.
Thank you for that, Allie. Now here's Williams. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Hartenstein. And Hartenstein slams it in.
Wanting to do whatever is good for the team on any given possession. That time, Dort playing unselfishly.
Pass to Hartenstein. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Well, their length and anticipation reflected in their shot blocking totals, making the extra effort to close things out.
Now here's Holiday. On the wing, Tatum. They need this. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
Yeah, stretching that defense all the way to the sidelines. Tatum with a nice shot.
Grant, how about the rise of OKC in just 2 years, transforming from a 24-win team to the top seed?
Incredible, B.A. The Thunder drafted well and gave those picks lots of playing time. Plus, they made some fantastic trades. And of course, don't forget, OKC still has a boatload of picks.
And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kick ability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
Not getting old here, seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Hartenstein. Great D that time from Porzingis. Celtics trail by 3. Tatum with it. And it's Dort picking him up. That ties it up.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
And it's Gilgeous-Alexander on the drive. Pass to Holmgren. And Porzingis with the block.
Well, Porzingis, the height, the reach, just overpowering.
From deep three-point range, Oklahoma City grabs a miss. 1:31 left to the first quarter of the game. And Hartenstein slams it in.
That's why you keep your head up. If the assist is there, you can pounce.
And it's Holiday with the ball for Boston. Trailing by 2. Left side Tatum. And here's Brown for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Brown's got 5 points.
Even when Brown's shooting quickly, he's not rushing. He takes his time with his release.
From deep, Holmgren. And the three-pointer goes.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Holmgren. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. And Porzingis with the block. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. There's Tatum with the 3. Hartenstein pulls it in. It's Dort on the wing. Pass to Holmgren. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's stolen by Holiday. Here's Tatum. Shoots over Holmgren. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing with the wristwatch there. He knew the time, he executed.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in this second quarter. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Dort outside. Pass to Holmgren. Tatum with a steal. Let's go with a three. That won't go either for Tatum.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
Boston on D. Shot clock at 5. Great D that time from Porzingis. The Celtics with the lead. Tatum on the drive. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
The speed of Tatum's drive makes it so tough to defend. You just don't get a chance to stop him.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure.
And we see the speed and power. I mean, Williams shows off on that one.
Inside, White gets it to go.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Back to Hartenstein. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Hartenstein a screen. The kick out to Williams. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets it go from deep. It's not going to go for him. Pass break. Here come the Celtics. Tatum with it. And it's Dort picking him up. The kick out to White. Tatum inside. It's Tatum working inside. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Graham.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Boston leading by 6. To the paint. Here's White. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Williams. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Williams. Holmgren with it. Right side, Williams. Dort outside. 6 to shoot. Down low. Here's Holmgren. Nails the baby hook. Holmgren's got 5 points.
And this is where Holmgren is such a scoring threat. His size can make interior shots easier to find.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Different look for Oklahoma City. And it's Tatum with the ball for the Celtics. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. And the foul on Alex Caruso. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Goes up off the inbound. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
It's not surprising to see Tatum taking over offensively. I mean, he's capable of doing this on a nightly basis.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall, too. It's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
Now here's Wiggins.
Porzingis patrolling the floor, getting his arms up quickly to alter those shots.
White on the wing. 5 points in the game. Now here's Holiday. Can't get it to fall. Outside Joe. Wiggins outside. Pass to Mitchell. Outside Joe. To the middle. Here's Wiggins. Nice dish, and the layup goes down. Wiggins got his first 2 points.
Lead passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride. So full speed, 2 points. He does so much out there to stretch out the defense when he's out on the perimeter, and he drains the triple.
Williams with the screen. Mitchell with the ball. Now guarded by Brown. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Left side Holiday. The kick to Tatum. Porzingis for 3. They get it back. Back to Tatum. And so it's the Boston Celtics closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Appearing in control, but could still use a little more of a push to feel totally comfortable in this one. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Thunder trail by 7. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Here's Williams. Tatum pulls it in. So it's Boston now. 7-point game. Biggest lead so far. And last season, Brent, many believe that SGA was deserving of the MVP award.
Well, he made such a strong case, B.A. I mean, finishing in the top 3, that is remarkable. He led that young Thunder team, again, to the #1 seed in the Western Conference and averaged 36 and 5. He also led the league at 2 steals per game. What a season.
He drops it from range.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Back to Mitchell. Pass to Caruso. Now here's Williams. Horford covering. Goes back up. On the wing, Caruso. It's stolen by Tatum. And they're pushing it up. And Tatum finishing the fast break.
That's good hustle. Tatum beating several guys up the floor, putting himself in a position to contribute.
Outside Joe. Pass to Williams. There's the double team with Horford. Just 5 to shoot. Now Joe. Shoots over Horford. Joe misses. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. Boston shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Such a terrific two-way guy. Jrue Holiday isn't just an offensive powerhouse. He loves to play defense. I mean, loves it.
Now here's Tatum. Going inside. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Caruso outside. Wiggins with it. 5 points in the game. Williams misses. Left side, Brown. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. The kick to Tatum. Oh, it's blocked by Williams. Fast break, here we go. Wiggins, no good.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
And we've got a timeout called by Mark Daigneault. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. So both teams changing it up here. Thunder trail by 14. Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D.
2 minutes remaining.
Screen by Holmgren.
2 minutes.
Pass to Hartenstein. And here's Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. And another miss by Oklahoma City.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to break basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there. And over the last few years, SGA has emerged as an all-NBA level player, Brent. What's been the key to his success?
I think the key, BA, to him is his confidence. I think that he feels like he is overlooked on a nightly basis and does not get the respect he deserves. So he comes in with that chip on his shoulder, and he plays the entire game coming at any defense that people throw at him.
Now here's Porzingis. 6 points for him. Williams grabs the board. Thunder trail by 17. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
And it's Holmgren missing.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Boston shooting their 6th and 7th free throw shots in the game. The first one falls. So he gets them both. So it's Oklahoma City now. 19-point game. Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Dort for three. Rebounded by the Celtics. To the inside. Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Brian Anderson here. With me tonight are analysts Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. And the timeout called by Mike Budenholzer. He wants to review the game plan. Richard, what do you expect to see from this guard matchup?
These guys are lethal one-on-one, but I think the key is to keep their teammates involved, playing unselfish basketball.
Here's Booker. Driving to the basket. Misses in close. Mitchell with the ball. Durant covering. Right wing. From outside the arc. Garland, no good. Shoots from 12. Durant, no good.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Pass to Mitchell. Back to Mobley. On the wing, Strus. Ball stolen. And they're on the run. And Booker with the jam.
Nice finish in the open floor. Booker loves leaking out and attacking.
Ever since Phoenix changed ownership, they've been all in on winning now, Richard.
They've traded a lot of picks away and young talent to assemble a team of superstars. Some of the best shooters in the history of this league. And they were willing to go deep into the luxury tax to sustain it.
Mobley with it. O'Neal covers. Out to Garland. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. And the foul called on Evan Mobley. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And just around a minute and a half into this first quarter. To the left side wing. Oh. Off target from outside.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Mobley on a screen. Allen outside. Pass to Garland. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Bol. Back to Beal. To the inside. And that one's good. Bol.
I like Beal's vision. Makes a great read on this pass.
Strus up top. Mobley deciding where to go with it. Pass to Allen. Shot clock at 6. The Cavaliers again cannot hit.
Yeah, no, he usually makes you pay from that range.
And Durant with the big finish.
Oh, absolutely aggressive move by Durant, taking it right to the hole with authority.
Mobley. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out.
Yeah, you think you got to stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work on the glass. You literally practice that every day.
Second team foul.
Well, Richard, I know you had the pleasure of guarding Kevin Durant. Not an easy assignment. What was that like?
You're right, B.A. I had the pleasure of guarding him in the NBA Finals. And let's say it was not the easiest of tasks. He's become such a complete player, there's no way to stop him. He takes what you give him, and he kills you with it.
Connects from downtown. Booker's got 5.
Instantaneous offense. Booker gets the hot pass and quickly has that shot in the air.
Here's Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Not the tallest center in the league. He more than makes up for it with those crazy hops.
That one drops for him.
Just too much to handle. Durant not easy to mark.
And it's Allen who slams it home.
Unbelievable. The agility at his size, throwing it down, big fella.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Suns.
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
Now here's Beal. Still without a bucket. And Durant with the big finish.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Inside. Allen outside. Back to Mobley. Shot from the top of the key. Will not go. Misses off the front iron. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. Phoenix shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
Yep, that one goes.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Now here's Strus. Back to Mitchell. Outside Strus. Shoots over Beal. And once again, off the mark by Cleveland.
No clue how he misfired on that shot. You don't see that from him very often.
And it's slammed in by Durant.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
It also allows them to play inside out, which will make them even more difficult to defend.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. And so it's Phoenix going into the break up 12. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Suns enjoying a nice lead here.
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too.
Thompson outside. Off the mark there with a 3. The Suns lead by 12. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, Donovan Mitchell wears number 45 because that was Michael Jordan's number when he played baseball. Mitchell's father was a pro player, and Donovan said, "Baseball was my sport. I had my mind made up. I wanted to make the majors, but in high school, a broken wrist on the diamond caused his focus to shift." Brian, I'd say it worked out.
Yeah, I'd say so. Thanks, Allie. You know, Booker gets a lot of praise for his scoring. But how about his skill as a passer, Richard?
Oh, he's a good decision maker, B.A. He's able to read defenses and dissect them with his passing. He's shown he can be a traditional, quote-unquote, point guard.
Now here's Durant. Outside O'Neal. Back to Durant. They double-team Durant. The Suns need to get off a shot. A nice shot by Richards.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
The Cavaliers trail by 16. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by. And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Knocks down the triple. Durant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Defensively, you try so hard to not allow Durant looks from three. But KD, look, he's just able to score.
Now here's Mitchell. No points so far. And Mitchell with the slam.
Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hops, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points. For three, Booker. The kick to Durant. Another shot. And he lays it up and in. Durant's got 20.
If you feed KD, this man is going to do this all night long.
Okoro, no good.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Well, the last few years, Richard, the Suns have had some all-time greats, but this is Devin Booker's team.
No doubt, drafted in 2000.
With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. So the Timberwolves will get the first possession. Knocks it down from distance. Well, Doris, we got a clash at the 5 spot here tonight. Can't wait to see these centers go at it.
B.A., there was once a point in history where we were talking about is the 5-man phased out of the game, and all of a sudden now you have several MVPs who occupy the position. It is unequivocally going to be a special matchup tonight.
And there it is for him.
I tell you what, how high Levine gets on the jump. This guy's such an effective scorer on the inside.
Outside, DiVincenzo. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls. And so here's Sacramento. It's a 3-point game. LaVine feeling it out a bit. Out to Sabonis. Takes the three. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
And that strength and concentration from Anthony Edwards. Yes, there's contact. Doesn't bother him.
There aren't many more dominant defenders in the NBA than Gobert.
Well, that's definitely fair to say, BA, because his defense has an outsized influence on a game. The inside presence changes an opponent's game plan. Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there. And you will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
On the wing, LaVine. Picked by Murray. LaVine with it. DiVincenzo picks him up. Count it.
Yeah, roughing Murray up a little in there, but he's built to take punishment and can still deliver.
Zach LaVine clears it away.
If you try something like that, you better be sure to complete it.
And that one drops.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end. Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Driving to the basket. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Minnesota in the lead. Outside, DiVincenzo. Here's Gobert. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Well, this is exactly where Rudy Gobert looks to score. The more dangerous he becomes, the closer he gets to the basket.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. Zach LaVine's name came up, and I asked how he plans to deal with him. And coach said, quote, "What's scary about LaVine is how many ways that he can score. So there's no easy answer except for high-effort defense, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So the defense is trying to outwork LaVine tonight, and we'll see how that goes. Guys?"
Allie, thank you. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, it may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
What burst from Julius Randle gets him into shooting position, and the defense essentially runs out of options. They've got to foul him.
And Randle drops them both. You know, part of what makes Julius Randle so effective is that spin move, Doris.
He does like to use that on the interior against taller players to get enough separation. But the number of finishing moves that guy has off the spin, it is really an effective tool.
Now here's LaVine. Just 5 on the clock. Knocks down the 18-footer. LaVine's gotten his second bucket.
I'll tell you, a number of ways to score off the pick and roll, and LaVine makes it look easy.
Edwards can't hit.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
DeRozan up top. Still no points. On the wing, LaVine. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
Zach LaVine, explosive. Explosive with athleticism, with his hops, with his ability to score the basketball.
Well, Grant, the Kings, one of those up-and-coming teams that are knocking at the door.
Yeah, they have some stars, BA. They have some great role players, too. Part of their problem is they're in the Western Conference. It's so hard to just make the play-in tournament in that conference.
And this will be his 3rd and 4th free throws of the game here.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
Here's LaVine. They get the rebound. Sabonis kicks it to DeRozan. Back to LaVine. Shoots over Randle. And once again, off the mark by Sacramento. The Timberwolves lead by 6. Oh, it's stolen by DeRozan. Here's Levine. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
You know, I like that mentality by Levine, taking it inside, mixing it up a little bit.
He's made one and missed one so far at the line. And so he hits both. 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Edwards. Can't cash it in from close range. With 1 on the clock. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
And credit him for understanding the situation and coming through.
And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Attacking relentlessly, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the stripe.
They have done a tremendous job of drawing contact and putting officials in a place where they simply have to make the call.
The score now all even. Sabonis has got his first points of the game.
We are talking about 6'11", 240 pounds of nothing but big-time athlete. Domantas Sabonis doing work.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks.
Oh, DeMar DeRozan gets off his feet in a hurry. I love it.
Outside read from downtown. Hits the three-pointer.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Pass to Sabonis. Levine with it. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously. And size certainly helps. And then the savvy and balance to create that space.
Well, if the basket is within reach, Julius Randle understands how to finish.
Picked by Sabonis. Got a piece of it. McDaniels with it. Now guarded by Monk. Pass to DiVincenzo. Now Reed. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
First team foul.
And Naz Reid has proven to be a matchup nightmare for opposing big men, Doris.
He has, B.A., and the reason is he's bigger and stronger than most 4 men. Traditional 5s are too slow to stay with him. He can space you out to the three-point line, or he can punish you on the inside. Naz has got big-time game.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. He hits the second from the line, and it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And, B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
Here's Ellis. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
And so here's Sacramento, trailing by 4.
That's just phenomenal defense. The defense feels like it's all over the place and knows exactly how to guard it.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carter. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second.
Wow, Julius Randle with a little flavor on the finish.
Pass to Valanciunas. Here's Crowder. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Here's Randall. Into the lane. And it's Randall with the jam.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Now there's the strength we talk about often with Valanciunas. It helps him convert on these physical takes.
Chalk up 2 there.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Outside Carter. Pass to Crowder. Here's Laravia. Outside Carter. Just 4 to shoot. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up. Valanciunas can't get it to go. And here's Minnesota now. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Here's Edwards. Edwards muscles it inside. Wow.
As of this moment, they look absolutely unstoppable.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
And so Randall will bring it up for Minnesota. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. They swipe it. Here's Ellis. No points so far. And here's Crowder from the arc. Nails it from 3.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Here is DiVincenzo. Inside. Here's McDaniels. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
I'll tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Crowder outside. 6 to shoot. Pass to Valanciunas. He shoots a 3. That's tipped. Another shot. It's rebounded by Minnesota. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back. And if you're just joining in, 1 half is in the books. 1 half to go. Here's DeRozan. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
And the Kings have held tough, but it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Grant.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Brian, one nickname you hear for DeMar DeRozan is the lone mid-ranger. He said you can operate freely in the mid-range. It's like an ocean out there. If you're smart, you can take advantage of the space and pick teams apart. Brian?
He's an expert tactician working in between. Thanks, Allie.
I'll tell you, Domantas Sabonis has got some big-time athleticism. That's a pretty dunk.
To the paint. Back to Edwards. Edwards powers it home.
He's been a piece of the puzzle tonight, but it's a team effort. Everyone's contributing to this lead.
Pass to Monk. Now here's Sabonis. DeRozan looks it over. On the wing, Levine. Shot clock at 5. Picked by Sabonis. Here's Levine, plenty of space. The shot, no good.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Yeah, you know, he usually makes you pay from that range.
Down low. Back to DeRozan. Pass to Sabonis. Outside Levine. To the inside. Here's Murray. He can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Edwards. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Minnesota shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. And that one misses. Well, Doris, we've heard Anthony Edwards declare himself as the best player in the league.
Well, B.A., when you got the game to back it up, you don't mind putting yourself out there. And Anthony Edwards has charisma, highly skilled, and he's fearless when it matters most. Look out for the Ant-Man.
Randall inside. He missed there. His first misfire in 5 tries. Here's DeRozan. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
If you sprint in transition, DeMar DeRozan doesn't always go to the cup. He will make a jumper and finish.
Alexander Walker with it. And Sabonis picks him up defensively. It's McDaniels on the wing. Back to Gobert. Over Monk. And there's the foul. It's on Malik Monk. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
To the middle. Randall. And a missed layup. Kings trail by 7. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Picked by Sabonis. Lets the 3 fly. That one no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Edwards, no good.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Murray with the jam.
Oh, and Murray makes this look all too easy. Superb at throwing it down with some power.
It's rebounded by Sabonis.
Trying to show off for the fans and give them their money's worth, just couldn't finish.
Murray, no good. Minnesota leading by 5. And here's Edwards outside. Edwards can't get that one to fall.
This has not been his best quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
1:10 left in the 3rd quarter. And so Randall will bring it up for Minnesota. They've led by as much as 10. Oh, Edwards, money on the triple.
The work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice 3-point look right there.
Levine. Murray for 3. And Minnesota with possession here. 6-point lead. Pass to Edwards. And here's McDaniels. Lets it go from deep. And another 3 from Minnesota.
Boy, major defensive lapse on that trip, leaving him all alone in 3-point territory, and he drills it.
Outside Levine. And he drives in. Monk for 3. Good work defensively by Randall. Minnesota leading by 9. Edwards so good inside.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Getting lots of great look. The 4th quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And Valanciunas over to help. Outside Reed. Beyond the arc. Rebound by Sacramento. Here's Levine. And there's the foul. It's on Zach Levine. That's foul number 2 for him.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
Minnesota leading by 8. Left side, Conley. Pass to Reed. Shoots over Valanciunas. Ingles from outside. No luck on that one. Here's Ellis. Outside, Levine. Clock at 6. To the inside. And it's Laravia missing. And now the T-Wolves on the break. A slam dunk by Reed.
Well, if you want to pinpoint one thing about Mike Conley, it's his feel for the game. That's a pretty pass.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Timberwolves.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
Here's Ingles. Oh, it's blocked by Valanciunas. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Ingles from outside. Valanciunas with a rebound. Kings trail by 8. Here's Levine for 3. Alexander Walker grabs the board. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth. The kick out to Ingles. Pass to Conley. Reed sets a screen. 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. Rebound by Sacramento. Crowder right side. Stolen by Ingles. Inside. Reed, good. Reed's gotten 4 this quarter.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
For 3, Conley. And it's Laravia with a rebound. Kings trail by 11. Crowder with it. He's picked up by Conley. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line. A chance at a 3-point play.
Oh, he really fought for that one. Battling through contact to complete the play.
Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. The kick out to Ingles. Fires the 3. That one's good. And it's Conley who picks up the assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 11. On the wing, Crowder. Outside for Levine. Stolen by Conley. And they're running. Ingles, good.
You simply can't afford to lose sight of Joe Ingles in open space. This guy understands how to take advantage.
The Timberwolves lead by 13. Pass to Shannon. Fires for 3. Outside Reed. Here's Alexander Walker. No good on the triple.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Well, this guy's a tremendously fast athlete. Levine excels in transition.
To the right side. Here's Reed. There's the drive. Crowder grabs the miss.
That is a rarity. When he takes flight, he usually hammers it home.
There's a minute 12 left to play in the fourth. Lays it up and banks it in. Crowder's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
Plays out. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Levine.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Ooh, he doesn't hit the first. That was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second. And that'll push the lead to double digits. 59 seconds left to the game.
And this is a game they can build off of. They kept their focus all game long, and it will get marked as a win for the Timberwolves.
You know, their ability to protect the ball helped win it for them.
Yeah, it really did. Less turnovers mean you can get more chances to score. All coaches tell you to value every possession.
And we've come to expect these kinds of strong games for Julius Randle.
Boy, whatever was needed, he provided it. He was the jack of all trades. Big bucket on one end, big defensive play on the other. I thought his influence was felt all over the floor.
Offensive board. Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're closing it out.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
He misses the free throw.
Great scorers know how to knock in free throws. DeMar DeRozan, not the guy you want to foul.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Edwards. Oh, big finish!
Oh, did you see that? Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
15 seconds left in the final quarter. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. Even early on.